Yeah! It's time, baby! He's a very tall man who really loves tunes. Can you climb the mountain? Will you be approved? It's the Mountain Jew Review. It's the Mountain Jew Review. Welcome to the Mountain Jew Review.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, YouTubers, Facebookers, Internet, Mountaineers, guess who we have today? We have a wonderful group act. Two solo acts, part of the same record label, like a record label mates, bandmates. Record label mates, I think is the proper term. I don't know how that works, but again, if you guys don't know who this is already without me introducing yourself, then you haven't been to any local shows lately. Especially the one, the only, Jay Lively. This man is my twin from another mother. He's one of the hardest supporters in this town. Showed up to my backyard show to show support. I mean, he is everywhere. And then we have his mentor, the one, the only, Jbreed the Rebel, founder of Hurt Locker Entertainment.
Right.
Again, got several CDs out under his own label. Got several artists on the label. It's not just these two. There's a couple other guys that aren't here right now, but they'll be on. Trust me, there's more of these coming. This ain't stopping. As long as you guys want to come on, it's going to keep coming. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We got some really fun, cool things coming up. I'll definitely get this to drop before your show. We'll make that happen because I just scored myself 2 tickets to December 3rd, Rebel Manifest. South Omaha's finest Tequila Garage.
That's right. Shout out to Chrissy.
Chrissy Deadpool, thanks for giving a venue for people to do this at. A lot of people say no.
Yeah, they do.
You know?
They do, man.
And so thank you for saying yes, because this is a stacked event. So let's list them. Stacks, Jay Lively, King Crime, Tidro, Attilly, Dre Dead and Machiavelli, A Gay Strange, and First String Monopoly. Guys, I'm I believe I've interviewed all but 3 people on this. Like, that is no lie. That's a stacked list of artists for $7 pre-order.
Yeah, $7.
$7 pre-order, guys. Like, I mean, it's going to be a badass show. If you haven't seen any of these artists perform, you're in for a treat. Again, like I said, I think the only one on this list I don't directly recall seeing was Tidro. But again, I could have seen him, but who knows? But, dude, this is a dope lineup. Like, I'm really excited for this. I'm glad I got my tickets. It's got Doug Smith on the 1 and 2s. All Pro Promotions. Shout out to him. Monty Scott, I'm not familiar with.
He's a comedian. He's a host of all my shows, actually.
I seen something with Lavetti Vegas with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's how I know that name. From the comedy TV show he does on cable.
Yeah,
I think
he's my host at all of my events.
I think he was on one of the first 2 episodes of that with Lavetti Vegas. Now that you said comedian,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's where I seen that. So that's cool. That's really dope that you include. See, guys, it's not all about just rappers and hip hop artists. He includes comedians in it. And again, shout out to you local comedians. That shit's hilarious. I love you guys. You guys usually go raw and don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
It's just cool shit. So then, now that we promoted the shit out of this show, again, guys, get at any of the artists on here. I'm pretty sure they all have tickets.
Yep.
Jay Lively's going to have them. Jbreed has them. King Crime, Attili, Tidro, First String Monopoly. Get at these guys. Get some tickets. Let's pack this show. Show them what a Rebel Manifest is all about. You're not going to want to miss this show. It's... How many guys was that? 7? 8?
Yeah, it's about 7. Yeah, Stacks is unfortunately not gonna be able to make it. He actually got into a car accident.
Oh,
So,
shit.
So he's recouping, but he will be on another
We know
show.
all about that shit here
Yeah.
on the Mountain Dew Review.
Yeah, Stacks.
So,
Shout out to Stacks. Stacks is my brother of 20
speedy
years.
recovery, bro. Hopefully the pain don't suck so bad. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, and he's also one of the artists on Hurt Locker Entertainment. Stacks is one of my artists, as well as Fresh to God, and my brother Joker, who will be coming really soon. We're actually working on his first album right now. So, yeah, we got a lot coming.
All right. So let's just dive right in. We'll go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll start with Jbreed. Where are you from? Where you grow up?
Well, we'll go with I'm from Chicago, Illinois. That's where I lived the longest out of my journey around this United States of America. Born in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Was raised in Chicago, Illinois. If you want to be precise, I'm from Lake County, Illinois, Waukegan, Zion, North Chicago. Those are the cities that I actually grew up in, as well as Kenosha and Racine. So that area in the northeast part of the Chicago area is where I grew up.
By the lakes.
Yep, by the lake.
Nice. I was just at a show last night with some really awesome Chicago artists like Smokehouse Records and Nykiss, and they just came with Whitney Payton, and I'll tell you, some of them Chi-Town guys are awesome.
Oh,
and
yeah.
again, you can hear some of that from Jbreed. It's you can tell he didn't lose some of that stuff.
No, never.
And
Never.
it's kind of nice because you bring it in with an Omaha Midwest vibe. And that's one thing that's awesome about our scene, guys. We're such a huge melting pot of so many styles. And a lot of you guys do so well at putting it together. So that's real cool to find out that you're probably my 6th guest not born in Omaha.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Like I said, guys, you don't have to be from Omaha to be part of the local scene. Like, it's not, your hometown's not where you're born. It's where you're putting your roots down as yourself, It's where you're growing. That's what makes your hometown. It's where you're growing at, not where you're from. The seed gets carried many miles and starts a forest somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
And that's dope that you're a seed blown from Chicago planting a beautiful forest here in Omaha. And I appreciate it because your artists that you have coming out are some really hot talent. And again, thank you for encouraging the fuck out of Jay Lively to get on the stage, because if you guys have never seen this man perform, you have missed it. You just did a show for Nice Enough, Reverb Lounge.
Yes, I did. That was a mixed genre show about a month ago.
Yep, with Braska and...
Can't remember exactly who.
Too many shows in this town, guys. It's hard to remember everybody. But again, it was real cool because it was a mixed genre show, and that just tells you Jay's one of these guys that can jump in. When he came up to me all quiet in my backyard, and he's like, "Hey, do you think I could perform a couple songs?" And the way this quiet, soft-spoken kid comes up to me asking, I'm like, "Okay, sure." You know, I don't tell nobody no. And then he gets up there and just turns my mom into a super fan of Jay Lively. Like, my mom loves this kid now, just because of how he got up there and went from this soft... Because my mom was talking to him prior to him getting up there, and then he just gets up there and just murdered that mic. My mom was just blown away. And when you impress a 58-year-old hippie, that's pretty good, guys. Just saying. So let's dive in, Jay. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised here in Omaha, Nebraska.
All right. So we got an Omaha boy. See, guys, different towns get along. I like that. Where'd you go to school here?
Went to North South, graduated in 2017.
Man, I just feel real old with that one. Holy shit, 2017.
2004, 2005.
I graduated 2004. He came by 13 years after I did. Thanks for making me feel old, Jay. Thanks. I thought shaving that shit off would make me feel young.
Nope.
Jay just crushed that. Thanks. Let's hop in then. How'd you start getting into music?
Been in music my whole life. Was a trumpet player in the 3rd grade. You know, I've been playing instruments since the 3rd grade. My brother plays drums. My sister plays violin. My mom's a singer. I'm a singer. My brother's a singer. My sister's a singer. I mean, music's in our blood, man. We've been doing music forever. My mom sings in the church. My sister sings in the choir. My brother produces, makes music, as well as coaches high school football. I mean, you know, we all do anything music.
Hurt Locker.
Yeah, Hurt Locker, man. It's a locker full of just a bunch of stuff, man. We just do music. Our whole life has been about music.
That's awesome. Because I interviewed another guest, Bodes, who comes from a big musical background. And again, I find it very interesting. My daughter plays violin. My son plays the clarinet. I don't know how to read musical notes whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Guys, reading music is a foreign language, and that makes you bilingual. Don't let nobody lie to you. That is a skill and a half. And it's so cool when you meet somebody that kind of understands musical construction from a classical standpoint or like a band standpoint, getting into then making music for hip hop and rap. Listen to some of the beats and stuff, and you can see things get a little more.
Oh, it's so technical. Like when I'm in the studio with Tilly, we're talking about beats per second. We're talking about augmenting and diminishing things. We're talking about, you know, just the intricate stuff.
The real nerd aspects of it, which is really cool, which I'm, you know, and again, no, I'm not saying anything wrong. If you guys can go in there and find a beat and just bust over it and not care and it sounds awesome, that's cool. But when you can get somebody that knows how to fine tune or just little things that, because again, growing up with a singer and growing up with band players and just knowing music, that you're like, look, this is how we can make it sound just a hair better. And that's real cool. You're like getting like Axl Roseville when he started trying to be a big band in hair rock.
Yeah,
a lot of people hated it,
clarinet,
but
right?
What?
So your son plays clarinet?
Yes.
So we'll tell him if he knows how to read clarinet notes, then he also has now known how to read trumpet notes, because they're both the same.
Really?
Yeah, they're exactly the same notes.
Yeah, he just started playing it this year. We thought he was going to go with a string instrument because his sister does violin, but he decided to go with the clarinet, and I didn't tell him though.
No, yeah. Trumpet and clarinets actually have the exact same notes.
That's cool.
If you can read clarinet music, you can read trumpet music. I mean, it's literally the same.
Just repositioning your fingers on
on
the
instrument. Yep.
That's awesome. Philip, I know you don't watch these, but I'm going to make you watch this one. That's cool as hell. Jay, how'd you get into music?
Well, I knew my whole life. It's been in my blood. You know, from the time I was a kid, I've been around music like 24/7. I started off by listening to it so much that you know, as time went on, I started really getting into it, and I've I've had a lot of you know, struggles in life, and it was hard for me to like fit in. I started getting into music as a way to like you know, it's the best way for me to express myself man, I pretty much I use it as a way to like connect with other people, because I use it as a way to talk about things I normally wouldn't in everyday life, and I pretty much started off by writing a little bit of poetry in 8th grade, and then I started turning them into real songs. Like, I started recording when I was 15. That's right around the time I started to take it more seriously. But like, when I first started recording music, like, I really wasn't taking myself seriously as an artist. I was just having fun with it. But like, when people were giving me such a hard time and always you know, talking shit, saying music wasn't for me, and I'm not cut out for it, I'll never make it, you know, that's pretty much when they gave me the fuel I needed to get a lot better. Eventually I
like that. See, he didn't fuck them haters. He lets them bitches inspire him. You know, he didn't let them, that shit talking fucking be like, oh, well, maybe I should quit. Again, if you've never seen this motherfucker on stage, I'll tell you, that's the greatest inspiration I've ever heard from fucking, dude, them haters he just shoved full of fucking his fist down their throat, bro. Like, if you've never seen him on stage, whoever said that to you, I hope they're fucking choking on their own vomit, fuckers. Because, dude, you took that shit and I'll tell you what, bro, you fucking go hard, and I'm glad you didn't let nobody fucking tell you to fucking stop. Like,
oh yeah, that's for sure. Because you know, I went to high school with a bunch of people. They gave me like the hardest time about music, because almost everybody knew I wanted to be a rapper. You know, almost every day people would tell me I suck. My rap career is going nowhere. I remember having some beef with some kids who like, they're not even real rappers, but like, you know, they decided just for fun to drop a few diss tracks on me. It was pretty much like 6 people against 1. I remember like one time after school, a bunch of people gathered up outside the school, and basically they played their diss track, I played mine. So I went first, and then they went last, and then obviously they won because it was 6 against 1. I got voted out, and they kind of made me look foolish from time to time. But once again, that was pretty much the fuel they gave me in order to better myself. Man, you know that beef was dumb as fuck anyway, because honestly, they're not even real rappers. Like, if any of them went against me today, I guarantee you I would annihilate.
Look, you're still here, they're not.
I'm still here, they're not. So like, if any single one of them took me on today, I would absolutely destroy them.
That's dope, dude. That's really, again, guys, if that didn't, look, I got goosebumps from that. Like, no lie, you don't make that shit up. That's cool as fuck, dude. I really like hearing that shit, because a lot of people get told though. There's a lot of fucking trolls and dicks on the internet. So, like, don't let them fuckers. Like, if you let them get to you, let them get to you in a good way like that, where you just fucking go through and you just destroy. Because you're one of the nicest people I've ever met too, bro. Like, you're just so fucking soft-spoken and gentle, and then when you get on that mic, now I completely understand why you get on the mic you do. And that is fucking, you know, in your face and down your throat. Like, you just, fuck that, dude. You shoved it in them haters' face, and fuck them all, bro. That's sweet as shit. I really like that. If this just didn't inspire whoever the hell heard that, then you probably don't have a heart. Like, because I mean, honest to God, that's really fucking dope, dude. Because I never knew that. I've met you plenty of times, and I did not know that people shitting on you really inspired you just to be the shit.
Well, see, that's not like the worst thing that ever happened to me. Like, the first person who discovered me, he let me come record at his studio. I recorded a few songs with him. He gave me like maybe one or two of them, and I was supposed to do an album with him, but I gave him $200 so we could work on the full thing. But something happened one night, and our relationship eventually fell off. He ended up screwing me over, and he didn't give me anything else. He took my money and told me to go record somewhere else. So I was independent, like doing my own thing for a little bit, and then eventually I was discovered by Jbreed.
Nice. See, and again, guys, there are some people out there that's gonna fucking rip you off and take advantage of you. It sucks. It hurts. It never feels good whatsoever. But if Jay let that shit happen and just got beat up by it and quit, he wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't have got goosebumps from his story. We wouldn't be looking at Jay Lively's beautiful face there on his logo. That's going to be on a shirt someday.
Right.
I wouldn't have a fucking awesome ass Jay Lively koozie. I wouldn't have a badass deck of cards. Like, you know, just the fact that you didn't let that shit stop you, dude, is cool as fuck.
And just like my football coach always told me, tough times don't last, tough people do.
That's right. That's fucking cool as fuck, dude. And you're a tough son of a bitch. Because, and again, I can only imagine, you know, Millard's not necessarily the easiest place for, you know, you to probably have had to go to school.
Yeah, it really wasn't the easiest place, because, you know, I grew up with a lot of people who had a lot of issues. I dealt with people giving me a hard time. I even dealt with racism from time to time. Like I've had a few people call me the N-word. I didn't take it too personal, because you know, one of them who did it to me on a daily basis, 2 years later he did it to the wrong person and he got jumped.
It always happens that way, you know. You never know who's. That's why I try to just treat everybody with respect, because you never know. You never know. And it's just, and again, that's tough shit to deal with, dude. Again, growing up Jewish, I had pennies flicked at me and called the K word all the time, you know. So I definitely understand. Being the only Jewish kid in school really sucks. Like, kids really have a hard time understanding why you're different. And when they don't understand why you're different, they pick on you, because a lot of that goes back to the parents not fucking teaching their kids right either. If you have fucking kids, teach your kids right. Please, let's end this shit, because your kids don't learn to hate unless you teach them to.
Right.
Like, fuck you guys. Stop that shit. Them kids only threw pennies at me because their parents taught them to.
Right. See, I really think that this generation of parenting, it isn't right. Because, like I said, I went to school with a lot of people who had a lot of issues, and like, don't get me wrong, I've always had a father growing up, but like my biological father, he was always absent, and I recently met him, and you know, I needed to, because it really taught me what not to be like. The fact that I met him just made me into a much better person, because I'll be honest with you, he makes me sick to my stomach.
And again, that's glad you don't let that shit get to you. You know, I'm glad that you don't hear a pity case out of his mouth about it, guys. Like, there's not poor me. It's, motherfucker, watch this. Watch what I'm going to do. You know, I didn't have this. Or, you know, that's dope as fuck. And I'm glad you got Jbreed here to support you. Let's get into how Jbreed found you. What made you want to do Hurt Locker Entertainment?
Over the years, I've been doing music for probably 15 years professionally, and I've been with a lot of different companies and labels. They just didn't respect artists. Let's say it that way. When I was living in Iowa, I had a label that I was a part of, and literally it was like pulling teeth to be able to do anything. I mean, it was literally like, well, we don't like this sound. We don't like this about you. We don't like this about you. You're too this. You're too fat. You're too hood. You're too depressing. It was always these things of what jumping through all these holes and obstacles to try to drop a record, and I was getting tired of that.
Instead of helping you improve, they were just telling you what you weren't.
Right, yeah, because, if it doesn't, if you're not fitting into what's going on right now, then of course they don't want that, And so, after moving to Nebraska, I was just like, man, dude, like, I don't know if I want to link up with anybody. I really reached out to I had some friends down here who brought me down here to perform, which is how I met a lot of the artists. And a lot of the people who already had something established here, they really gave me a cold shoulder. They really didn't want to get me involved. They wouldn't let me get involved anywhere. So I was just like, all right, then, that's fine. I'll make my own thing, And so as I was starting to create Hurt Locker Entertainment, I met Replenish the vocalist, who really got me linked up with a lot of different guys here, which is how I ended up at a show where Jay Lively was performing at. So then I'm sitting back, I'm affiliated with the Rebels down in St. Louis. Shout out to Zeus Rebel Waters. And so I'm sitting here like, well, I'm going to build my own brand. I'm done trying to jump on somebody else's stuff. I'm going to build my own brand. So I created Hurt Locker Entertainment, which was formerly AWOL Music back in Iowa. So I've rebranded it to being Hurt Locker Entertainment, and the first artist I added on was Stax, and then Fresh to God. Shout out to Fresh to God. He's also one of our artists from Virginia.
Nice.
So
you there's an out-of-state artist on Hurt Locker.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking cool as shit.
So we had him, and then I said I need to add somebody else, and so we talked about it, and Jay Lively's name came up, and we pulled the trigger. I hit up Jay and I said, what do you think about joining Hurt Locker? And he was like, definitely. I said, all right, let's sit down, let's talk about it, and let's make it happen.
That's cool as shit, because again, if you guys have never seen their Facebook post, these dudes, you, Attili, and Jay just have the greatest relationship ever. Like, it's just cool as shit, the little jokes you guys throw back at each other.
And all over from the tours, man. Like, from being on the road, these are where all these things happen.
You can just see you guys have such a great time together, and it kind of makes me jealous. But it's cool that you guys have such a great relationship, and I'm glad that you were able to get Jay to a point where he's comfortable and feeling like he can just create and go hard. Because, again, you're a couple albums in, and Jay got the freshman album out that just hit over 100,000 streams on Spotify. It was produced by Attili, which is fucking awesome, guys. Doing numbers. That's good shit. So, what is it like getting in this studio? Do you guys always hit it together?
No, I mean, we're both very busy people.
Okay.
Jay works, I work, on top of just us doing music stuff, and then of course I DJ weddings, and Hurt Locker also DJs weddings. We do birthdays, we do everything. So it's like
bar mitzvahs.
Bar mitzvahs, yes. I'm waiting for the day I can do a bar mitzvah. I promise you, I'm about to tear that boy down.
Telling you guys.
But it's just
you ever DJ a brisk?
No, I haven't.
That's when a Jewish baby gets their first haircut.
No, never. That'd be interesting though. I would
It's
totally
not really
do
a
it.
haircut, it's a circumcision, but how cool would that be to have a DJ in the background during that? Like, oh, shit.
But usually, Attili knows how I am, man. When I come into the studio, it's business. It's literally, as soon as I walk in the studio, it's all right. We may talk politic about business stuff for about an hour or so, but then after that, I'm walking in the studio booth and I'm recording my song, and then I'm coming out. We're doing the hooks, we're doing the in and outs, we're doing the, we're doing everything we have to do on the track, and then we're moving on to the next one.
So when you get in, you try to bang out not just the vocals, but you hit the vocals and then go work on the track.
Yeah, we work on the track. I mean, it's all about, I could be one of those people where, mess around, fool around, do this, do one song, come back another time. No, it's a business for me, man. It's a job. I'm in there. If I'm there, when I dropped 7 Shades, I was at Attili's every day. I mean, literally from 9 o'clock in the morning to like 5 p.m. So it was like a 9 to 5 job at that point.
Nice.
We were in the studio every day, knocking out tracks, fixing little bitty details, changing the singing parts of my album from one key to another and re-recording stuff. And I mean, it was a big process. I had friends come in and do skits. At the beginning of that album, there's a skit, and one of my friends from my job actually came out and did it. She's an actor, and so.
And I like a lot of guys will give shit about skits in CDs. Some fans don't like them. I absolutely love them because it shows another side of you guys, where a lot of them are you guys having fun, or just you find out like they're ad-lib kind of shit. Like you kind of had something planned and then just kind of went off key, and then it turns out to something cool. Key example, the Old Market Volume 1. There wasn't initially a skit in the Raw 402, Marcus Dupree, and I feel bad, G-Dot and Tony's song. There wasn't any kind of banter at first, and then all of a sudden they were kind of just bullshitting with the mic recorder, and next thing you know, it turned into this cool little skit intro. So I like that shit, especially when you say you went out and got an actor from work and had him come in and do it. That's real cool. Plus, the fact that you stay in the studio and finish a song, that shows that your drive to create that song is there. Because there's some guys that'll record a beat, come back to it, make a couple lyrics, wait for a hook for a week, 2 weeks. Some guys take 2-3 months to make a song.
Nah, man, it's literally what I do is that I write all my songs first. I don't even hit the studio until every song on the album is written. So I write my songs and I rehearse them over and over and over and over and over until I hit the emotions that I want, and then I finally hit the studio. Like, I don't go until everything's done.
That'll save you guys in the pocketbook, and it saves your studio guys time.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
These guys probably don't mind you paying by the hour and you going in there and writing the damn song in the studio. But trust me, people like Attili and fucking all them guys, Mr. 16 Bars, any of them, they appreciate the fuck when you have your shit ready to go like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm glad he said that, guys, because that's, if you didn't hear that from some of these guys that do produce that came through here, yeah, sure, if you want to pay them by the hour and sit there for 3 hours and 2 of them are you writing your lyrics, sure, but some of them guys actually feel bad for that too. But you're there for 3 hours in their studio, you right. Got to pay them for their time. Yep. So go prepared. Like Jbreed just said, he waits till he knows his song, And again, I'm not saying hit it in one take, guys, because sometimes that's not possible.
That doesn't happen hardly ever.
But, try to minimize how much, because again, if you can get in there and you got it practiced and you got it raw, you can spend more time working on the engineering aspect of the song. And you can get in there with the producer Instead of him being like, dude, you just wasted 3 hours here. Get the fuck out of here. I'll send you the song when I'm done. Because some of them guys will get annoyed about that.
They will.
You know, and they'll send you on your merry way and then send you a song 3 days later and you're like, what the fuck's this? And it's like, dude, you wasted 3 hours on this song.
Yeah.
You know, when you could have got 7 songs done if you went in prepared.
Right, yeah, exactly. I
You know, and it's the same price.
Some songs I've memorized, so I just go and perform them in there. Some songs I've never, I wrote them and I got them down how I want them delivered, but I don't have them memorized. But then that leaves me to having to use, retake maybe 3 or 4 times instead of 10 and 12 times. It's one of those things.
And thank God it's digital, because back in the day, that shit definitely would have cost you on reel to reel.
Yeah, a lot.
That's professionalism at its finest, guys, when it comes to that stuff. Being prepared when you hit the studio, even if it's your buddy, even if it's your friend, being prepared shows a lot. I mean, it just, and it goes from being prepared at the studio, and if you're like that, then it transfers to going to your stage and being prepared, and just, goes a long way. When you hit the booth, Jay, what do you do?
So basically, when I hit the booth, I definitely make sure I am prepared. Whenever I start recording, Attili will listen to me. If he feels like I'm doing something wrong or he's not feeling it, he'll stop me. He'll tell me, let's do it again. If he feels I'm not putting enough energy in, then he'll tell me that, because usually that's what he'll do. Because I remember the last time I recorded a song, he told me I need to put more energy into it and sound more confident. And, that's something I definitely remember whenever I go in there. Because also, I usually don't have my lyrics memorized. I usually have to read it when I'm recording. Like, there was only one time I actually had a song memorized. I was able to go in there and get it done. But I like to come prepared. Just in case at some point I do forget.
No, but you had your lyrics written.
Yep, that's true. Maybe that's how I come prepared. Then, but yeah. Basically, the strategy he gave me was when I'm reading the lyrics while I'm recording, he told me to sound like try to sound like I do have it memorized, or yet again just put some more energy into it, because when you're recording, one thing you can't do is sound like you're actually reading it off the paper. Otherwise, it doesn't sound like you're rapping at all. It just sounds like you're talking on a beat.
Yep.
So.
And again, there's definitely a couple songs out there here in town that basically is spoken word over beats. And again, guys, keep trying. Don't give up. That's cool though, because I like that you have that relationship with Attili to where he can tell you, and you're not like, that was hot. What do you mean I gotta go? I really like that you're accepting to, constructive criticism. Like, because he's not saying anything to hurt you. He's saying it for you to get better. And instead of being like, no, that take was hard. You're like, okay, yeah, you want me to do something a little different? Let's do. And guys, just listen to Jay. Like, he's taking people's advice and criticism and hate in like the best way possible. Like, you are like one of the greatest examples ever to have graced the Mountain Dew review, because you're just humble as fuck about it, and you're cold as fuck on the mic. Like, it's just real cool that to find out that you're not going in there hitting it like and thinking that you're the shit, and then somebody saying, hey, we can do this, and then you're just like, nah, we're good. Like, you are actually willing to work. Like, that's cool as fuck, and I'm glad that you guys got that cool relationship. Do you guys like fish sticks? Because Tilly does. He's a gay fish. I just had to bring that up, Tilly. You are my favorite interview so far for that. That's been my favorite thing. Like, I've brought that up in so many interviews. He's probably never going to live that down.
Well, I will be honest. Like, at one point, I absolutely hated constructive criticism, because I was getting it all the time. Sometimes I felt like I was getting it from the wrong people. Like, I would take it personal, get upset easily. But when I finally started working with the right people like Jbreed, Stacks, and Attili, like they would actually sit down, be brutally honest with me, not hold anything back. They would tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I need to work on, and how it needs to sound. Because, you know, one time me and Jbreed were talking, and he told me that one thing he's never going to do is lie to me, because, you know, life's too short for that. We're all grown, and life's too short to be sugarcoating shit.
Well, I've told you guys, when you send me shit in my email or my DMs and ask me how it is, I'm not necessarily the nicest person about it, but that's not my job to when you ask me what I think about it.
Right. You know,
I'm
not sugarcoating nothing. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real.
I'll tell you exactly what I don't like about it. 90% of the time, it's the entire fucking song. I mean, it's just because I don't like some of these guys' style, and that's
right.
You know. Again, I support everyone. It doesn't mean I actually really... I know at least one song by every artist in this town, word for word. Because I at least like to sing you one song while you're on stage. You know, I'll at least do you that favor and stoke your ego enough. But some of these guys' style is just not, like, my thing. You know, like, some guys are just entire speed raps, and you can't understand half of it, or some of it's all hook with 2 lines of chord. You know, some of it's just, and to each its own, because everybody got a fan. Yeah. I guarantee you that. I've seen fans for every single artist in this town, so it's not whether or not I like the shit. And it's and like Jay said, certain people's criticism, you know, take with a grain of salt and a shot of penicillin, because some of them are toxic as fuck and you don't need it. You know, some people are just the wrong people telling you things. So it is important to hook up. You know, you don't always got to fly solo.
Right.
You know, so when you find yourself with a good group of people that are giving you criticism not to hurt you but to uplift you, that's one of the coolest things you can find. Because real friends will beat your ass down to lift you back up. That's just what a real friend does. A real friend just don't keep lifting you up when you're doing shit wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, a real friend should tell you when you're doing something that's not meshing right. And that's cool as shit that you found a group to do that. You didn't let bullshit people tell you no. Because, again, you're pushing numbers on Spotify. I see the way people react at shows to you, Jay. It's incredible. Jbreed's an awesome mentor. I can see that he's really pushed you hard in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure, man.
That's just awesome to watch, and especially at such a young kid. No offense, Jay.
Nah, it's cool.
You know, but I enjoy seeing these younger guys with, you know, our age group that can mentor them and get them elevated, because you bring a new style to it. You know, you have a lot of older school style, our style of what we grew up listening to, but you put a lot of new school spin to it, which is dope as shit. Like,
oh yeah, that's
it's
true.
Cool as fuck. You do a badass cover of DMX, you know, go give it to you. Jake will give it to you. Like, when my mom heard that, she went nuts because she likes DMX. So,
yeah, I gave him a hard time about that one. I made him wait to drop that one. He sent it to me. He was like, "I want to drop this song," and I said, "All right, I gotta listen to it first." He's like, "All right." I'm like, "No, man, you ain't dropping that until I hear it first, Jay."
Look, he was not ready for that constructive criticism on his DMX cover.
Now, one thing Jbreed definitely pushed me to do is really come out of my comfort zone and just be myself. Because, you know, at one point I was afraid of being myself just because I wondered what people would think. And honestly, like, when I dropped that DMX remix, I didn't know what people were gonna say. The fact that one of the bars in it, I said, niggas can't relate to the stuff I spit. They the definition of pussy, suck my dick. You know, that's why I didn't want my mom to hear it. But she did hear it, and she told me she really liked it. So that's when I knew I was 110% comfortable coming out of my comfort zone.
You're like, look, my mom didn't yell at me for the lyrics, so it's okay. See, so...
And that's the thing. I mean, literally, like, the way Jay is, this is why I tell him, because, like, you know, I told him, I said, growing up, man, my mom, she's part of the church. So she's been affiliated with the church growing up my whole life. And so a lot of times I was living in Chicago, I was walking on eggshells. You know, it's like, man, I want to be this rapper, but I can't do this because I got all these church people watching me.
Yep.
You know, so and it was like, you know, but it's like, but this isn't me. Like writing this type of music and in this box is not me. Like I'm avoiding how good I can actually be. So when you finally step out of that zone and that box and you actually start being yourself 100%, the way your music comes out is way different. You know, I've always been afraid about what my mom was going to say about my music. But lately, she hasn't said anything. She watches the videos, she watches the songs, she goes, oh, I see you getting all big and doing this and doing that. But she doesn't say anything negative about the music. And
That's awesome.
You know, and that's the thing is like, you know, you're afraid of that, of what they're going to say. But then when they don't say anything, then you're like, all right, yeah, I'm going to be myself 100% of the time now. Fuck it, let's do it. You know, so and that's what you really got to get out into, because being in the music industry, you can't be in a box. The music industry constantly grows, it constantly changes. It's so fluid, and it's like, you know, everything changes year by year. So you can't be
Even
in this box.
Month by month, it
Yeah,
changes.
yeah.
You know, just here in town, people's, you know, hot spots change a lot here in town. You know, so and again, that's real cool that you're like, yeah, my mom listened to it, and I didn't get this angry text or message like, why'd you say that on there? That's dope. And I'm glad. See guys, it's super important if you have friends and family that do this, guys. Make sure you support them. Like, that goes a long way to help get these guys out of their little box they're stuck in sometimes. Like, you know, because again, it's not that they're dying for your support, it's just dying that you acknowledge it's okay. I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. Just, it's cool you do this. You know, whether or not they come and shows is not this. I mean, it's still important, but it's real cool when they're just like, yeah, man, you got this. So that's real cool to hear. See, one of the best interviews so far, guys. Like, if this isn't inspiring you to get off your ass and go get 100,000 streams on Spotify, I don't know what to tell you. Like, hook up with the right engineer, the right producer, the right mentor. You know, like, even if you think you're the shit, there's always somebody else that can push you in the right direction. Again, some of the bigger guys in town that have been on here, Surreal and Comatose and Tron and Attili, and these guys that are really doing numbers and pushing things and have been on tour and gone places. Rowdy Jesus, you know, they've done huge things, and they'll tell you that surrounding yourself by good people and being inspired by others is what's the key. Sam Roca, scary guy with a stab you in the face, spooky mask and stuff, raps about horrorcore, but was inspired by Surreal's positive daily quotes on Facebook to do Studio C, give back to the scene. And Studio C, and I seen fucking half the guys on the wall on there. You know, it was just cool as shit. And so that the fact, it's just real cool that you guys inspire each other that way. Let's just kind of jump into what things you guys got coming up.
Well,
we already know about the Rebel Manifest.
Yeah, Rebel Manifest drops December 3rd. Jay Lively's album will be dropping next year.
2022.
2022 on Valentine's Day. Rare Emotions.
He's going to break your heart. Make you fall in love with him. I think you'll be sending Jay chocolates and roses.
We're also going to be working on... I know I have a tour coming together right now, which Jay Lively will be on, Attili, and maybe and the rest of Hurt Locker Entertainment will be with me, as well as anybody affiliated with the Rebels and Zeus Rebel Waters.
Nice.
So we'll be doing that, as well as probably.
I seen Zeus around Father's Day. He came with his daughter.
Yes. Yeah.
Tequila.
Yep. And so, you know, whatever's going on with that, because you know, as well as me running Hurt Locker Entertainment, I'm signed with Born Ready Records, which is Zeus's label. So whatever they're doing, I'm doing as well. So
nice. Busy man.
Yeah, man. We're constantly moving. Zeus, you know, what I mean, Zeus opened up his own donut shop in St. Louis. I mean, the man is always working, and so that's who inspires me to constantly find ways to keeping us going. You know, and it's those type of things. You know, I'm a mentor. He's my mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
So
and look how it comes.
and,
We have somebody that inspired Jay, but there's somebody else out there inspiring the guy that's inspiring somebody.
Uh-huh.
So remember, just keep an open mind, guys. That's one of the most important things. And I'm so excited for December 3rd. That's going to be a badass show.
Yeah, there's actually going to be a big surprise there. My brother's coming out from doing music for a while. He's been gone for a little bit, and he'll be there. We actually had a rap group called Medicated Infantry that we used to do a lot of shows together.
That's a fucking dope ass name. I like that name.
And so he's actually coming back. So we're gonna be dropping a Medicated Infantry mixtape probably sometime next year.
Fuck yeah, you guys know how I feel about mixtapes. They're fucking some of the most fire things you'll ever hear.
Yeah, it's just kind of bringing him back to the scene. I mean, you know, we did a lot of shows together. I mean, I'm talking about like Hollywood Undead was our first gig. You know,
nice.
Like as a group, as Medicated Infantry, our first show was Hollywood Undead, and it blew up from there. I mean,
so that can only tell you just by the name and who they open for what kind of sound they're gonna have. That's fucking dope, dude. That's why I like privy to these interviews. You guys gotta wait till this motherfucker drops to hear this information. I'm gonna be on Facebook. Oh no shit, you guys don't know. Like, this is cool. That's dope as fuck. See, guys, this is why this scene is fucking awesome, because it's always growing. It's never stagnant. I've seen a couple posts before where, this scene's stagnant. Motherfucker, is your eyes closed? Like, there is no stagnicity in
I did say it was stagnant for a little bit. I made a comment of saying that it was stagnant.
I know who made that post.
But it's all right, though. You know, it's just because of at the time, it was very stagnant.
It was just lines in the sand.
Yeah, and you know, and it was more of...
You just had to find the right area for you to go.
Right, you know, because it was more of, you know...
Because, again, if it gets stagnant, carve your own shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was more of everybody was following the trend. And so it's like when you're following a trend, it's not really... You know,
yours.
It's not really yours anymore, you know, and so when I made my comment of being stagnant, it was because everything was rolling this way, and it's like... You know, that's why when I listen to people, I listen to Joe Budden a lot. And Joe Budden really said in the song, he goes, why try to fit in when you're a standout? You know? And it was a song about his career in the music industry. And how people belittle his success because of the fact is that he doesn't have these big charting hits. But he explains the reason why is because... when he was coming up, when he dropped Pump It Up, and it was on You Got Served and all those shows, a lot was going on the backside of the business side of it that nobody saw. And they were telling him that he was too emo, he was too this, he was too that, he was a druggie, he was, he wasn't good enough to do this, but they wanted him to be, you have to be this rapper that when you walk in the door, they're giving you free liquor and free table.
You gotta be the next Kesha's Airplane.
Yeah, you know, dude that has his private jet, and he was like, "That's not what I'm all about." But I want to write what I want to write about, and they were really talking about how his music was too depressing, and it just wasn't gonna fit in with what's happening. And he goes, "I'm not trying to fit in. I'm trying to be my own self."
And I'll tell you, you've carved yourself a nice, from going from being told no or to being told you got to go this way, Hurt Locker has carved a nice niche, especially this year. You guys have been rolling in hard and doing things, and it's been impressive watching you. Going from nearly being blind and losing your eyesight to rolling hard to having a CD release and getting ready to take Jay on tour and Tilly on tour. That's impressive as fuck, bro. You didn't let nothing stop you, and my hat's off to you on that. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys understand that. Like, he literally went from fucking almost being legally blind and basically told him your life's done to still fucking grinding, you know? Like, and some of you guys stop after one no. Oh, so-and-so won't book me on your show. Well, fuck it. He booked his own goddamn show.
Yeah.
You know? Fuck you guys. And again, he went like fucking pocketbook debt, fucking trying to get transplants, you know? Like, you guys think your little problems are, so-and-so won't put me on their show at this fucking venue. Well, fuck you. Go find, like...
Backyards. Get a backyard.
Bro, Jay from the, you know, ask Jay. I had lights and some nice stereo and a real DJ and shit in my backyard for everybody. You know?
Yeah, it was pretty dope. So
hit a cornfield, man. You go to Iowa, dude. There's concerts in the cornfields all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know one of your first shows in town was down in Hamburg.
Yeah, Hamburg, Iowa.
With Curtis White, Mr. White, Curtis Blystone, Mr. White.
Yeah, shout out to
Market.
Mr. White and Drusella. They actually brought me down there. That was a humbling thing. But honestly, that was really what really drove me to move to Omaha, believe it or not. I mean, I was living in northern Iowa. That's 4.5 hours from here. And I literally was being invited back down to Hamburg and back down to Shenandoah and Red Oak, like, you know, like every other month I was coming down here. And so it just became more and more and more prevalent. Like, if you're going to keep booking me down here, like, I might as well get a little bit closer. Because, you know.
And that's dope as shit. Because almost anybody that knows, Mr. White, Curtis, is one of my good friends. And, like, I've known him for years. And I've been a big fan of his. And it's just, it makes me appreciate and love him more knowing that he gave guys like you opportunities. Because a lot of guys tell him no. And so it's great to hear that he was given back before I met him, you know, and so that's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
And that really warms my heart to find that, look, guys, if somebody told you no, there's other guys that are not gonna tell you no.
Agreed,
like,
man.
if you have a work ethic and you have an art and you have a drive and you have a passion for it, there are people out here that will get you going. Just ask Jay.
yeah, you know, I'm really glad we're on this topic about fitting in, because see, that was my problem back in the day. And see, that's why I'm okay with not having friends now versus back then. Because my problem back in the day was I tried way too hard to fit in, and that's why I was afraid of being myself, because I just wanted to be accepted. I wanted to try to fit in with every single person I tried to be friends with. It was a huge waste of energy, and then I don't even have as many friends as I used to. So as time went on, like, I decided that I'm an introvert. I'm really not much of a people person outside of music and going to the gym or doing anything I love. Like, my peace is the most important thing to me, and that's one thing I learned from working with Jbreed, Attili, and Stacks. Don't try to fit in, just be yourself. And if somebody tells you no, fuck them. Like, there's 7 billion people on this earth, so if one person tells you no, move on. Fuck them.
You heard that. That's what's the number one thing we reiterate here. If you're told no, that doesn't mean no. I mean, unless it's like a sexual advance, that definitely means no, guys. Okay, this pertains to music. Please don't take.
But yeah, if the venue tells you no, there's more venues.
There's tons of them, and if there isn't a fucking venue, hit me up, bro. I'll let you do it in my backyard. Like no fucking lie on that one. I'm not I don't like seeing people told no to do things. Yeah. Most of you guys are really awesome people. You may have some personal things, but that's neither here or there when it comes to your music, your craft, and your passion. Like, and I'm just glad that you stated you don't have as many friends now as you were worried about back then. It's quality over quantity any day, guys. Any day. Remember that. It's quality that you keep with yourself versus the quantity you keep with yourself. You can have 100,000 people around you, but if them 100,000 people aren't bringing the best quality out of you, then it's not worth having them 100,000 people. I'd rather have one guy around me that brings out the best in me versus 100,000 people that, ooh, I liked your post. Nice titties hanging out. Your tramp stamp looks good today, Adam. You know? Like, I'd rather have the one guy that says, dude, you need to take that hair off your ass on your tramp stamp. It looks like shit. Like, I appreciate that quality over 2,000 likes on the tramp stamp. You know, guys, I'm glad Jay said that, because that's a very important thing. And you know, don't let a motherfucker tell you no. He said there's 7 billion. I say 380 in town. This motherfucker's thinking global. See, I like that shit. Like, this motherfucker thinks outside the box. I'm thinking local, 380. This fucker said 7 billion. Like, look, man, women, child, fuck it. You want to help me with my rap career? Like, this motherfucker, that's perfect, though.
Man,
look.
that's what you want to be. You want to be more global. You don't want to just keep with a local mindset. Like, you constantly want to continue to build your craft to be further than just a local brand.
And
like, and
again, you're branched out to St. Louis with Rebel Entertainment and stuff, you know? So that's fucking... You know, it's Virginia. Artist out of Virginia on Hurt Locker Entertainment. You know, guys, it's not all just Omaha. It's not just Midwest. It's cool as fuck you guys spread out like that. I really like that. And I like that Jay gets out of his comfort zone and gets into...
Yeah, now we're trying to get him into other states. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get him outside of Nebraska.
Oh, wait till you take him to... Did you take him down to Kansas?
Well, we took him to Salt Lake City. That's where we took him last time.
Nice.
So
take him up to Sioux Falls. I bet you he'll fucking steal every fan in that town.
Well, we might end up in Sioux Falls.
You know, fucking. I'm telling you, go to some of the Des Moines. I bet you fucking gobble them up out there, bro. Yeah. They love you. You just got such a good, like, y'all come up there. So it reminds me of when I did my mixed martial arts fight. I come out to the Grateful Dead and I'm wearing Lewis and Clark gym shorts at the age of 22, because those are the only gym shorts I had. 8th grade gym shorts, guys, and they still fit. And I go out there and I'm just standing there in a tie-dye t-shirt, just all looking like a goon with glasses on, and this guy come out all angry, aggressive, towel over his head, 20 dudes following him. And then we get in and every fucker in the crowd was shocked I went all 3 rounds and didn't get knocked out. And then I get out and they're like, damn, dude, you... And it's like, well, you know, don't ever judge a book by its cover, because you get pleasantly surprised. Like, it's awesome.
Right.
So Jay's sophomore album coming Valentine's Day. You got a sweetheart surprise from one of the biggest sweethearts in town. Like, this dude supports everyone. So if you guys do not run them numbers up on that CD and buy it and sell him out of his physicals to where he has to get 3, 4th, 5th, 6th reprint, I'm going to be really disappointed, because I've seen Jay at every single person's show that I've had on this for an interview. There's not a single person he hasn't been. He showed up to my backyard just to support the guys playing in my backyard. Like, what the fuck, guys? You know, you better be streaming his shit and buying it. Like, I better see more people with Jay Lively koozies on their beer. Like, if there's one dude I'm going to tell you need to support, it's definitely Jay, because you're just out there at every single show with no logo.
Well, you know,
like, you're not worried about who's there. You know, you're there to and you watch the artist. You're not there smoozing up with promoters and smoozing up with guys that aren't. You know, you're there supporting, watching, standing right up front, going hard with the artist, and that is awesome.
Right.
You guys could learn a lot from that. You know, oh, I don't support you, don't support me. Well, I see a lot of that shit where the support's a one-way street. This motherfucker's a 4-lane highway with his support, so you better come back to it with him. Like, there's, hands down, you can learn a lot from Jay. This has probably been one of the best interviews ever. Like, if you guys don't learn something, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
You didn't watch it. So let's get out of the deep shit and into the fun shit. We'll start with Jbreed, since he's the mentor, and we'll give the elders more the first take. 3 people that you can work with, alive or dead.
All right.
You guys know the spiel. Any genre.
Yeah. Music wise,
You can get Madonna. Just to have her cone titties on stage.
Jadakiss for sure.
All right.
Jadakiss for sure. He's really the one that really molds my, the way I write, the way I rap, things like that. A lot of that comes from the influence of Jada. Shout out to my dude Montega Rebel, who actually is in New York doing a song with Jadakiss right now. That's dope. The Rebels are in New York with Jadakiss right now, so shout outs to that.
See how that comes back home?
Right?
That's
crazy,
sweet,
right?
bro.
Probably Pharrell Williams, man. I really like the way he produces and things like that. That's also a great one. A lot of people don't talk about Pharrell. Everybody talks about Dr. Dre and stuff, and as much as I love Dre and I would work with him, just one out of the box would be Pharrell Williams. I like Pharrell a lot. And then Bruno Mars, man. Like, all day, every day, Bruno Mars would be a great person to work with. Just because of, you know, the way that he's bringing back the old funk with Anderson .Paak and things like that. It's so awesome to me, man.
It bothers me that he kind of gets a lot of shade thrown at him from some
They
people.
do, man, but
And
I
I just love his voice and delivery.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people might be too hooked up on G-Funk to like his funk style, you know, because it's not gangster funk, it's fun funk.
Yeah, but
Poppy funk, but
that's where G-Funk came from. You know
but
what
it's
I'm
fun
saying?
as fuck.
It's
I
all-
really like Bruno Mars. It was,
Yeah.
you know, I wish he was still more popular, but whatever.
Yeah, but he's amazing. I mean, his new music he's doing with Anderson .Paak right now. What is it called? Sonic, whatever the new group that they're doing. That stuff is just amazing, man. It's so mellow. It's so like that's like my cleaning music, man. That's my driving music right now. That's
That's cool
like
as
that's
shit.
literally what I mellow out to right now. So yeah, those would be
You don't
my
clean.
options.
You're telling me you don't clean to like fucking Iron Maiden and shit?
Nah, man, I listened to that old school, dude. Like last night, me and my brother were listening to like Gladys Knight and the Pips and stuff last night, dude. Like it's just you know you get that old feeling and you want to just sit back and listen to the old school, man, and you know the Temptations and things like that, you know, and that's you know kind of the music I was growing.
I have a
up
guilty
around, so.
pleasure of listening to Whitney Houston every once in a while.
Because you have to. It is a
And
requirement
it's
in
so
life.
hard. Like, and then I catch myself singing along and shit. I'm looking around. I'm like, thank God nobody's here.
No, you gotta sing to that Whitney
Like,
Houston.
it's just one of them guilty pleasures. You know, I totally get that. So, Jay, how about you?
Okay, so if there's
I
one,
already know.
now as much as I love Eminem and I'm a huge fan of him,
We know.
But
We know.
if there's one old school rapper I would definitely want to work with, it's Lloyd Banks because let me tell you, like he's really been a big inspiration of mine besides Eminem as of lately because over time he's really inspired my songwriting and you know, he's one rapper I could definitely listen to all day long and not get annoyed with. You know, he doesn't get talked about like he used to, but let me tell you, like Lloyd Banks is one of the dopest MCs to ever rock the mic, and like he just blows my mind every single time I listen to him. He has great energy. He sounds so confident. He's got punchlines and rhyme schemes that go way over people's heads. He's just really clever, and yeah, out of every member in G Unit, he's definitely the most talented. And you know, even 50 Cent and Young Buck made it at one point, but yeah, he's definitely dope, and you know, I could see myself doing a song with him. I would, man, if I can, man, I definitely would like to try to make it happen at some point before he retires, cause you know, even though he's not mainstream no more, he's still making music. He just dropped an album called The Course of the Inevitable, and I fuck with that album. It's really dope.
Nice. Your other two?
Let's see, my other two. If there's a newer rapper I would work with, it's definitely King ISO, man. He's in
On a shirt.
Yep, it's on my shirt, man, right here. But King ISO is definitely in my top 10 because he's not your average rapper. His music is life changing and life saving. He always has a story behind it, and he gets really deep. And you know, he also has punchlines and rhyme schemes that are really clever. And his music, is just really good for the human soul. You know, one thing I really respect about him, he's not like all these other rappers. But you know, he kind of does his own thing. I can relate to a lot of the things he's saying. Them, when I listen to him, he's had a really rough life and lived like much rougher than anyone else I know. And I've heard him talk about going from being homeless to signing with Strange Music, and he just did a song with Tech Nine, Joey Cool, and Dwayne Johnson. If you guys haven't heard that song,
Dwayne Johnson, listen to this young fucker. It's called The Rock. Motherfucker. Dwayne Johnson.
Name. It is The Rock.
God, you sound like
Jesus
a kid.
Christ.
Look, I like Dwayne Johnson. Motherfucker, it's the goddamn Rock. Some bitch, Dwayne Johnson. I didn't even know that name until like 10 years ago. Fuck. Goddamn Hollywood actor. He's fucking wrestler. Die, Rocky, die. God damn it, we all chanted that. When he was Rocky Maivia.
I don't know, man. I knew him before he was The Rock, too. That's what's sad.
When he was Rocky Maivia.
I know when he was Dwayne Johnson playing for the Miami Hurricanes trying to go to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember those times.
Yeah, so. I remember him as the goofy Rock, and I've always liked him. I never understood why people hated Rocky Maivia. I always thought he was cool.
Right.
And then he turned into The Rock and just became fucking... Dude, if you guys didn't like The Rock... You don't like people that know how to fucking slam. Dude, and honestly, The Rock probably should have became a rapper instead of an actor, because that fucker is... Because all of his promos were him doing ad-lib shit, So, like, all that shit talking he did, and just the way he would deliver. Like, if he became a real rapper back in the day, that would have been the shit. Would have been awesome.
Never know, man. The dude's doing his thing, though.
Alright, so then... One song stuck. Listening to. It's not on repeat, but you get in the car, push play, it's playing. Get on an elevator.
Oh,
clean
God.
it.
I can't remember. Hold on, let me think about that one for a second. Man. That's a good question.
Mine's A Flock of Seagulls. I ran so far away. And I ran all night and day. Couldn't get away.
Hey, I do like that song though, man.
It's hard not
so
to.
Good, man. It's good.
Just reminds me of childhood.
I'd probably say, like, right now, there's one song that I listen to every day, and it's Ramen and OJ by Lil Baby and Joyner Lucas. Just because that's literally how it feels right now, like constantly wanting to keep building this business, that build our brand and my name and his name, and just continue to build Hurt Locker. That's what it feels like, going back to the days of just eating ramen and OJ, and being homeless and trying to figure out what you was gonna do. And now you're getting to a point where you're starting to live off of your craft. You don't ever want to go back to that, and that's literally what that song's about. And so right now,
I get
that's
the
like
OJ not from Concentrate now.
But yeah, Ramen and OJ by Joyner Lucas and Lil Baby is probably the one I listen to. I listen to that song every day. Like every day when I wake up in the morning and start my day, it's Ramen and OJ.
I can dig that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. How about you, Jay?
One song, no question about it, Lose Yourself by Eminem. Like, literally, that is the one song that could motivate
You knew it was going to be an Eminem song, people.
Did
You knew it.
Slim JD surprise you? And if you've never heard him do his Slim JD cover, like, I'm telling you, don't knock covers, because people can make them their own and make you love it.
Yes.
Like, there's two people in town that have done covers that I think just knock them out of the fucking park, and it's Jay and Smoke Break. Like, just when they throw covers in their sets, and it kind of gets you, and then it's just fun, and you can tell you're loving it. And then when you go back into your original shit, you bring that same fucking energy into it. It's just awesome. So it's dope, and that just makes me smile because I was waiting for it. And it's and honestly though, it is a fucking awesome song. Don't knock it because it's mainstream. Some mainstream music is amazing.
Of course.
Don't think I don't like mainstream music, guys, because I don't share it. Trust me, they get enough shares. That's why I share just local music. You guys don't get enough, so trust me. I do like mainstream music. I just don't need to share it. They already got 1 million followers, you know. So let the other million share it, you know. I know you guys appreciate that one share. I don't get a message from Eminem saying thank you for sharing my video from YouTube. You know? So to me, I'd much rather share your guys' shit. Don't get me wrong, the mainstream guys probably do appreciate it, but whatever. I know it means more to you.
Right.
Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Ah, see, he wasn't gonna miss his chance.
We got you.
That's great. I love you, Jay. He's coming. See, that's great. This music helps him come out of his shell, bro. Whether or not you're actually fucking rapping or just sitting here talking about it, you come out of your shell and just become this awesome person. Like, introvert my ass. Like, just, you want him to talk, just bring up fucking music, and he ain't gonna shut up. Listen to him. That's cool as shit, dude. I really appreciate that. So then, our final question, guys. 7 words to describe where you want to go or what you want to do with your music, your craft, your art. Because that's what it is. It's not just music. It's art. There's a lot more that goes into it than people think.
I'll do it in 6 words. Make change and inspire the youth. That's it. Make change and inspire the youth. I mean, that's always been.
And it's already happening. So,
yeah, I mean, that's always been my thing, man, is inspiring the children and the youth and the teenagers and people, the young adults that are starting to grow up. Has always been my thing, so that's what I continue to do.
I like that. I dig that because just Jay got an album coming on Valentine's Day because he was inspired by Jbreed, because Jbreed's living his motto. I like that. That's fucking awesome. How about you, Jay?
Let's see. 7 words. Change lives and connect with all ages.
And he's doing that because he connects with us old folks by busting out his Eminem and DMX shit, and connects with the young folks with his new stuff. See how that works? See how that works? So then I do want to ask, Jay, is that your real name?
No, my real name, my birth name is Jaden.
Okay. But it's Lively's your last name?
My last name is Heckin' Lively. So basically, I just took my full name and broke it down, and that's how it turned into J Lively.
You are the only one that has their real name as a artist name.
Well, yeah, I mean, my name's not too interesting, so using my name as a rap name wouldn't.
Well, at least
no. That's I just because your name is very very catchy. That's why I was asking. Because, like, so Cause the Prophet, his KAS is actually his initials.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's the closest one. And AJ Strange, because Andrew. But, like, you're the closest one that has your real...
Yeah, some of us don't have too much of a tempting names to use as a rap name.
Well,
it's like Jay does.
MC Adam Malberg. You know, like... Like, you know, the Mountain Dew has a better ring to it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man.
But, like, no, I was just interested in it because, seriously, Jay Lively does have a nice ring to it. And the fact that when you get up there, you are fucking so energetic and shit, it's real cool. So I just wanted to kind of... You're the first person I actually asked where their name came from, by the way, so you should feel special about that.
Yeah.
Because I dropped the ball on that, guys. 30-something interviews in. Sorry. Maybe I'll do a review on that. Oh, fuck. Thanks for bringing that question up, Mountaineers. You know, you fucking let me raw dog it this long and then takes me this long to fucking ask that question. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. With that, we're going to wrap up the interview. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I want to thank you for stopping by with some cool-ass merch, guys. Merch. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. Like, it's important. And the fact, look, top 3 most unique pieces I got. Cards. Playing cards, guys. I got bubbles and air fresheners. Think outside the box. You always Don't always got to have stickers, keychains. I mean, shut up, I got them. That's just because. Screw you guys. I'll shut up about the stickers and keychains. Jbreed the Rebel. Jay Lively. Hurt Locker Entertainment. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping in. Coming in early on a Sunday morning for the Mountain Dew review. You guys are 100% officially tramp stamp approved. December 3rd, CD release, Rebel Manifest. Get out all the good artists, guys. Every one of these guys are going to have tickets. Go hit them up. Flyers in there. Link will be in the bio. Click it. Go click interested in going. Let's run it up. February 14th, Jay Lively got his sophomore album coming out. So let's go run them numbers up, guys. Peace.